me see what this mic check about. This mic check. I get a mic check. Oh, shit. What am I doing, man? Where's the mic check? I can't hear myself. Eyes wide open. FBA, Mr. CJ, True Warrior Scholars. Scholar, singular. Okay. Um, what is going on, family? Yeah, so it's info wars. It's info wars for our youth. Right. So you got a lot of FBAs out here fighting for the mind of our youth. Like uh, we're pointing fingers at each other for misinformation, and I vehemently believe that there's FBAs, so-called elders who are giving our youth, feeding our youth the worst type of advice. Worst, they're the worst example for them. I'm talking about self-acknowledging FBAs. I ain't talking about the average 1 out of 50 million Black Americans. I'm saying the ones who say they're FBA, ones who say they're doing reparations. I'm saying that they have a bias, they have a gripe, they have a racist perspective. Okay, they found out the FBA. They have a religious perspective. They have something going on. They became aware that the FBA, and they didn't separate that bias from what's needed to be done, which is delineation, reparations, and demanding. Now added to the list is demanding an anti-black crime bill. These folks are they dropped the ball already. Right, the youth is screwed up because of them, because they like look at their lives, like what type of activism work they ever done, what type of example they have for the youth. Like now, I'm talking about the people who go back and forth with us now. What current day resume do they have interacting with our city, their own city, and the youth? Okay, I'm different than these guys. These guys became somebody on YouTube. All right, I am who I am long before a delineation, long before I knew who Tariq Nasheed was or Yvette Cornell. Okay, Cornell. I've been putting in work. Okay, I'm gonna date y'all back to 2004. Okay, young man, when I want to do something for my city and be seen as a um, a role model to the youth. Okay, I never gave the youth an excuse to be less than or non-excellent. I sacrificed the fun I wanted to have in the streets and wild out. I seen the youth looking at me. Yeah, I used to always hear a dude asking me, uh, "Do I sell drugs?" Because of illegal money, working hard, the real work hard, and buying the things you could say a drug dealer would buy, like clothes. I had a gold chain. I got hella pictures, family. I got pictures still now on my hard drive. You could see me as a young youth. You could see me in high school with a herringbone. No, what type of chain that is? Okay, but I had a nice little link around my neck in high school, and I got people who I went to high school with. They can tell you. You can verify. Now you got to go chain. I mean, a nice little. I mean, for a 17, 18-year-old, it looked more valuable than what it was. But I always had a look to the youth that you can look like that without selling drugs. So like that was my whole thing. Hey, you ain't got to sell drugs to get this stuff. Look, I'm the living example. I worked hard, own a business. Like I did these things to get these items that you guys worship, but I didn't sell drugs. I did nothing, no scamming. I didn't do nothing illegal to get the stuff. Legal money, and I made sure the kids knew that. You know, hey, oh, you got those Gucci's on, you got the this or that, you got the watch. I'm like, yeah, but how did I get it? I had them tell me how did I get it though? Oh, you work. Yeah. So I let you know you can get it through working too. You feel me? So, but in my city, anybody know me in my city would tell you, like, as a matter of fact, I look, I could have a smart. I'm still in my city. You dig? I got nothing but love. Like, y'all hear me when I be live in public, and wait till I wear those smart glasses. Wait till I buy those. Like, y'all gonna see me in my real city. These fake people on YouTube that's trying to be a somebody now. It's like, yo, who are you in your city? Were you ever known for that in your city? You're a loud voice now because of you revamped yourself. You rebranded. Good luck. I mean, good job. But nobody in your city is buying that. In my city, what I'm doing, I'm known for this. I'm known for debating, spreading. Yeah, I got invited to teach Black history at a church from a barbershop family. I'm in a barbershop doing what I do right now live every day. This is before YouTube. Well, I was always on YouTube, but there was no there was no live feature, and YouTube wasn't even rocking at this time. It's like 2007. Okay. But from sharing the same information I'm sharing now, I got invited to a church. A dude that barely knew me. He just knew me from the barbershop. It was DJ Focus barbershop. He invited me. He said, "Yo, you mind if you speak on Black history to my church? You know what I mean? Because I guess like he's like been like introducing his church to like Black consciousness, you know, and they were up for it. Like he did enough where they was ready to hear it more in depth. But that was a humble approach for him because the only Blackness their church knew was from him. So for him to like not be the one on stage and going over Black history to like humble himself and to invite me, a guy who he barely knows, he's like, I gotta, yeah. After that, we became very cool after that, obviously, but we didn't know each other at all like that. He got a haircut there. I knew the people who owned the shop, and I used my YouTube live was the barbershop. All right, my YouTube live was the barbershop. Did it in real life. I didn't wait till I go on YouTube and meet people I never met before and sell myself all over again. No, my YouTube live was the barbershop. I look forward Friday, Saturday barbershop. I ain't missing that. It's my time to shine. I'm about to go in. Anyway, buddy, I'm still cool with now. He could easily call in anytime. I'll tell you. And all the things we did after that, because we did more community things after that. But I was invited to teach Black history at his church. I'd never public speak a day in my life. So I said yes, but I'm like nervous, like damn, I can't say no, cause that's all I do. Like if I would have said no, he would have never respected me. Like, oh man, you're a barbershop guy. So I said yes, because I'm that bold. I said yes. Never public spoke in my life. Nervous. But the way I curbed my nervousness, I just didn't think about it until it's time that day. I had like a month or so to like back out of it. But and I normally I would like normally I would say yes to something that I really was too nervous to do, and I'll make an excuse later to say no. But this one was a Black history. I said, there's no way I could back out of this one. I said, I want to do it. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it. I said, I think I'm gonna freeze on that microphone. You feel me? So lo and behold, the day of church came. Okay. So I went out there. I mean, I'm in there. I got like casual business attire. At that time, family, I only wore ties. Like I'm talking about business wear. Like so in my city, they know that's all I ever wore because I wanted to give the youth that different look. I didn't. So just before I started buying the designer stuff, I wore business attire all day long. It don't matter. Saturday, Sunday, 7 days a week. I wore anybody in my city could tell you for like 3-4 years straight. You ain't never catch me in jeans or sweatpants. I wore business shoes, business boots, casual, all for like 3-4 years straight because I wanted to give the youth a different look. You don't got to look like this. You look like this. You feel me? So many people in my city could testify to that. Easy money. I got hella pictures of me, and I was invited to my Guyanese friend, close friend barbershop. I mean, backyard cookout, and I got a picture. Once I get to my computer later on, I'm gonna show you how I was looking. Like everybody was regular dress, hot summer. Everybody, right? I'm in there with a business vest, the long Snoop Dogg box braids, you dig, looking like a straight G. And I had it with swag, obviously. I ain't like a nerd. I had swag with it, but anyway. So I had the business attire every day in the barbershop, every day wherever I went, business attire all the time. And yes, this country did look at me differently with that. So I know firsthand when you dress a certain way, professional people kind of treat you like that. All races, even your own, they kind of respect you a little differently. And also, what I wore the business attire because I didn't want to look like a threat to my own city. Because we dealing with like some type of self-hatred. So if you look like them, they treat you like them. Like they had no respect for themselves. At this point, we didn't know anything about delineation. So I didn't even know whether the folks committing crime were FBA or not. Didn't know. Like at that time, we thought everybody was black. So, but I noticed that if you look like them, they treat you like them, which is no respect. So that's another reason why I wore the business attire. It's like so they didn't even when they look at me, they don't even see themselves. They see like when I see themselves, like they look at themselves as like nothing, like the drug dealers, the gang members. So I didn't want them to see me as that and treat me like that. So when they see me, they didn't see themselves. They seen a professional black man about business, and they treated me like that. That's how they're able to go where I wanted to in my city, projects, whatever, because they didn't see me as one of them. They see me as somebody worthy of respect, has some type of dignity. Anyway, so when I went to, so I'm in the church, the pastor is giving his speech, and I'm in there trying to look confident, trying to look comfortable. I'm nervous as a dog in there. You dig? About to get a flea bath, a tick bath. I'm nervous as a dog. So, but I got the game face on, like I'm not nervous, right? So the pastor, I'm just hoping, inside, I'm hoping he say, all right, man, church over. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about you. Oh my God. All right, well, next year. I was hoping that happened because I was so nervous. But he was like, hey, and we got a guest speaker that want to teach Black history for Black History Month. I'm like, oh my God. He said, welcome up, sir. So I got up. I was nervous all the way until I grabbed the microphone, turned around. I mean, so that's when I knew I had it. I said, oh, this is me. Like I was built to like publicly speak in front of my own. So I realized the goal of public speaking. I realized you're most likely only nervous because you're probably giving a speech that somebody else prepared for you, or the speech is for somebody else or something else. Like maybe the speech is for your job, maybe it's for a school project or some type of fun, but it's not your love. So I realized I wasn't nervous because I'm about to speak on something I love. I do this every day in the barbershop. So once I wasn't nervous, I realized, oh, I got it. I said, I just gotta always talk about something I'm passionate about and I'll never be nervous. And like, so I cracked the code for myself because I had stage fright like hell before that, family. So, uh, so I spoke Black History. I did very great. I did a great job. The pastor, they recorded it, whatever. I got asked Buddy for a copy of that. So anyway, I talked about Black Wall Street. I talked about things like that on there. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I went in like nowhere near where I am now. And like I wish I get the videos. You could see the growth. You could see how but I'm saying that's what I was doing in like probably like 20 something years old, 28, 32. I didn't just make myself on YouTube like a lot of people did. It came out of nowhere. So then from there, I used to, I taught chess obviously, and I used to go to this black owned FBA computer store to like do printouts for my flyers, because I was trying to get the business off the ground. Yo, the brother. So basically, I would print out, let's say, 150 flyers on Monday. I would come back to him Wednesday for another 150 more, and then come back Friday for another 150 more. He was like, yo, I kid you not. He's a pastor too. He ended up giving me, because he had a computer store where you pay for like a certain amount of time on computers to use the internet access. Yeah, he liked my work ethic so much that he said, yo, you got free internet access to whatever computer you want. I'm gonna come up with a own password for you, username for you. You know, the printouts I got to pay for, obviously. But he said anything involving the computer, like if you need to change the flyer up, anything, he said you got free access, unlimited time. Now I never abused it. Now I could have sat on this computer all day long, but I just fixed my flyers and got off. You dig? But so then my man liked my work ethic so much, they were having a men's retreat, right? At the big church he at. He said, I want you to promote your chess business. You know, you got all these different men here, different families there. And once again, second time publicly speaking. Now, I wasn't as nervous as before because I already done it. So I'm like, all right, now this one was way more nervous because at the church, I'm on a stage and everybody not close to me. At the men's retreat, everybody's right there. Everybody's right there. So I'm like, but again, I wasn't nervous because I'm just talking about what I do. I teach chess, and I'm gonna talk about the things chess can do for kids and adults. You know, all type of stuff, strategy, tactics, and proper planning, poor performances, all that type of stuff. I went into. I talked about what people think chess is, and it's false. Chess ain't about. You'll hear people say, you'll hear non-chess players say, chess is about thinking 3 steps ahead. It's like, yeah, what are you talking about? Chess is trying to think all the steps ahead. You ain't limited yourself in chess. You're trying to think all the imaginable steps ahead. You're trying to have a move for everything you can do. If chess is only 3 steps ahead, that means I only prepare for 3 of your best moves. No, chess is you're trying to prepare for any logical, reasonable move he'll do in any given situation that I put him in. So anyway, I explained all that. I said chess ain't about that. Chess is about planning. Chess is about planning. It's about a great plan. And you use tactics and strategies to accomplish that plan. I said, and that's what strategy and tactics are for. Is to get you to that plan. And that's the bottom line. The plan is to, and you could lose. You could lose in chess, but as long as your plan was accomplished, like you actually won because you established a plan and you accomplished it. Not every plan is going to result in you in a millionaire. You with the job, it might just get you the interview. It might get you the exposure, right? But yeah, so as long as your plan was accomplished, you're a winner in a lot of senses. So anyway, I spoke to them. I spoke to all the men there about my chess business. You know, I got some you know, some clients from there. Okay. Then thirdly, so the same guy who invited me to his chess, like he was like a really like an activist guy. Like he went and met everybody. He a church guy, but he knew his Islam people, everybody, you know, all type of people that got any type of respect and political power in our city. So he connected it all together. So even though I was no longer a member of the Nation of Islam, he connected me with the youth that was there. So we did a community revolution for the city, for our city. Now that one I got on record. That one I invited my sister and I had to something said I gave her my phone last minute. I said, yo, sis, record this. I think I'm gonna need this in the future. And you'll see I had braids and a suit on. And I got access to the video. But this is when I got braids, this is a long time ago. Right. I'm probably barely 30. So anyway, so I went in on stage. He invited, you know, it was a community revolution. So he invited politicians, Nation Islam, myself. He was a church guy, and we had former gang members. I'm still cool today. I got him on video too. Like, and he talked about the gang, right? The gang in, and you know, but he's about the community though, you know, black people over the gang is what he was pretty much saying. So, but yeah, so been doing this way longer before delineation, reparations, before people go live on YouTube. Okay, so when I was doing all this community work, this activism, this was before there was a such thing as a YouTube live, a TikTok live, all that stuff, all that type of stuff. Now I've never showed this stuff. I never really talked about it because I don't really try to like pull rank and see. Listen to me over this guy, but I feel like this is now the time to do it because this is info wars. Like you got people fighting for the minds of the youth, and I really believe that people are giving the youth bad information like they did before. And so I'm giving y'all this to let you know I've never given back the youth bad advice or I ain't dropped the ball. When we say my age dropped the ball, I'm talking about y'all dropped the ball, not me. I'm well respected in my community for being a positive role model, a positive guy in my city. So I ain't never dropped the ball. I always, and I got youth now. They're in their 30s now, I think. But when I linked up with them, I was their mentor. I was their bigger brother. I had a couple of them call in already. You ain't know because I ain't. That's not how I introduced them. Yeah, but I ain't dropped no ball. I made sure that I was a living example of you ain't got to live like that. Black excellence. Like I said, I'm the one that wore a suit and tie for 4 years straight to show black excellence. You ain't got to sag your pants. You can dress like this too and still be cool. And they see me dressed like that and get the respect from the hood still. So I was showing that it's not about what you wear. It's like who you are. That it's that glow inside you that attracts people to you. If I'm sagging my pants, I'm gonna attract people. If I'm wearing a suit and tie, I'm gonna attract people. Right. So it's about who you are. It's not about what you got on. Yeah. So you got people validating people you don't even know. There's nobody can vouch for them. There's no pattern. There's no history of them in their community, well respected. Like, no, sir. They're like Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, they said, hey, Soldier Boy can't come back to the hood. Poop, pop, poop, pop, poop. They're gonna be like that. Trying to act like, yo, wasn't I always an activist here? Poop pat, poop pat. Who you? Poop pat, poop pat. Who set you from? There's a lot of fakers, man. And like we keep quiet because we on code, right? But now it's getting more interpersonal because we're fighting for the minds of the youth. And I believe people are giving our youth bad, horrible, terrible advice. The same, either no advice at all or terrible advice they gave them to make them who they are today, the crash out crew. I ain't never uh all the kids that I mentor who are grown adults now, all of them had some type of either gang or drug selling history. And all of them got out of messing with me, and I'm still like their bigger brother today. I still keep in contact. All of them um today ain't none of them go are into that gang or drug selling. I never act like it was cool. I always condemned them, shunned them. Oh, you whack, yo. You weak minded. I always was hard on them. Like how I'm hard on y'all, I was hard on them. I made it uncool. I ain't dropped no damn ball. And I ain't new. I got a huge paper trail. And my brother, uh, he's larger than me in my city. Ain't none of y'all, like only Tariq Nasheed going to outdo him, my older brother. Only Tariq Nasheed going to outdo my older brother. Yeah, so like he's like time. I did a lot. He's time 10 to me. So, but you know it's crazy. Like a lot of youth don't even know we're brothers until they know we're brothers. But they're like, I get it, because like they everybody know him. Everybody in the city know him. Like he can run for mayor. Like I'm cool too, but he got it over me 10 times. Like we ran for office, he'll beat me. Like from popularity and things like that, and activism, he'll beat me. But the youth. So when they see me, and then when he see them, they're like, "Oh, y'all brothers?" They're like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh, no wonder why we attract the both of y'all." You feel me? But yeah, man, I can invite people on this call, about 50 people on this call, to vouch for me. Like, nah, what he does, we talk about, he been doing this 20 years, 15, 20 years. He been doing this. Everybody know, and like not just my city. I barbershop, politic in East Orange, and my man barbershop. Like I said, I'm the barbershops was my life. I would turn a barbershop to the unbiased Ron show. Dig? That's what I would do. So that's why I know a lot of barbers, a lot of thorough Caribbean barbers, a lot of thorough FBA barbers, a lot of barbers. That's a barbershop hop for that reason. So I could teach. And they all gonna say it. I need those Medi glasses. I'm gonna get them. So anyway, so I'm saying there's a lot of advice I hear that's not sound. All right. So I got the link in the chat. Anybody want to pull up? Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, Blu-ray in the building. World Chatters. We got Brian Henderson. We got Maxwell Jenkins. We got Trello, ACNF. We got Claude Zandam, True Warrior Scholar. Maxwell Jenkins, Tyre Carter, Beverly in the building. I'm with Alice, Baker Boy, FBA, Mr. CJ, Eyes Wide Open. Yeah, so I don't normally like to brag about myself, but like Tariq Nasheed be saying sometimes you got to do it. Like you got to let people know, yo, we're not even. We're not equal, my guy. You're new on YouTube. Your city don't know who you are. You're not known for that. Nobody can vouch for you. That's what on the live. Hey man, we gotta be clean. Like, what's wrong with telling your youth to be clean? Don't carry illegal. If you are a felon, hey, bro, unfortunately, man, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, like this. Yeah, unfortunately, don't do that because if you get caught with it, they're either going to deny you justice or delete you. They're either going to, yeah, like you know, what I mean, you're gonna get, they're gonna do you bad. They're gonna do you dirty, and like we gotta start being honest, man, with our youth. It's their futures, their lives. Stop acting like, oh no, man, it was this. No, look, let's control what we can control. We can't control white supremacy. They're gonna do what they want to do regardless. But let's control what we can control. Let's control our excellence. If you got if you got a weapon on you that can cause deadly force, okay, you got to know. Don't bring it to school, the school grounds. Everywhere else, you fine. You want to go to the track meet? Dish that bag, hide it somewhere. Don't bring because now you're on school grounds. Justice ain't there for you because white supremacy is gonna be white supremacy. So now white supremacy is either white supremacy or it's not because we act like it is until it's time to be white supremacy. Now all of a sudden it ain't. If it is what it is, then let's act like it. Let's stop acting like we'll get a fair trial. Let's stop acting like we'll get justice. So let's try to be clean as possible, like our ancestors were. Okay? Let's be clean like our ancestors. So that's why we got so much public international sympathy. They violating us and we got no weapons on us. You feel me? We're not in the wrong at all. It was clear we're just driving while being black, walking by being black. You dig? Clubbing by being while just being black. It was clear. There was no confusion. Now, if somebody had something on them, there you go. So now let's take this opportunity to go over anti-black crime bills. All right, because the way I explained it was like so simple, but it's a complex thing. Because let me explain to you this: we have been paper ethnocided. Indigenous people was paper genocided. We were paper ethnocided. It was Walter Plecker who paper genocided indigenous people. It was the OMB, the government, same thing, who paper ethnocided us. Walter Plecker, in 1924, through his Racial Integrity Act, have taken an ethnic group of people, a tribe, and made them a category. Okay? He stripped their ethnic identity, their tribal identity, and made them a category. What's the category? Negro. He made them Negro. Okay? And by doing that, they had no rights a white man's bound to respect. No white man's bound to respect. Okay, now with us, we had an ethnicity. We were black. 1940, we're black. 1977, 30 years later, almost 40 years later, they behind our back extended black to a category. So now we're running around thinking we got to, at least the indigenous people knew that they were genocided, paper genocided. We're running around saying black this, black that, black love, black this, black that. And we have no idea that the white people made us represent a category. And the white man rule is simple. You can't get nothing done in a category. It got to be very narrow, very specific. You're not getting nothing done in a category. You're not getting nothing done in a category. Nothing specifically done. It has to be narrow. All right. And things will be taken from you in that category. Okay. You'll be violated in that category with no justice. You got it? So rights are taken from you. Debts are no longer owed to you in that category. So they made our ethnic group a they made our ethnic group a category behind our back. No wonder why we can't get a no wonder why we can't get a anything under black. So so Jesse Jackson, I guess, figured that out and try to solve that problem. Say, all right, well, look, we are African American. Since black has been converted to a category, all right, well, we're African American. That's our ethnicity. So maybe we get something done in that. Maybe we get something done in African American, right? Which we don't like at all. Well, guess what? The white team man 10 years after that made that a category. So we're just the people without an ethnicity like the indigenous people. The indigenous people were categorized as Negro with no ethnicity, and we were categorized as well, our ethnicity has been changed to a category, so therefore we don't have an ethnicity. Jesse Jackson said, well, we're African American. They take that away, make that a category too. So now we, like the indigenous people, are people with no ethnicity, and we're just part of a category, a broad category that fits other people that's unrelated to us. All right? All right, you feel me? So this is so we like, oh, so that's why nothing can get done, because it's illegal under the section 1981 of the Civil Rights Act of 1866 to give stuff to people under a category. See what happens with a category, family. The reason why you can never get nothing in a category, because a category includes and excludes at the same time. Categories include and exclude at the same time. That's why you can never get anything done in a category. What do I mean? Okay. So that's why categories violate the section 1981 in the 1866 Civil Rights Act, and that's why categories also violate the 14th Amendment, equal cause protection, because they are inclusive plus exclusive at the same time. Let me explain. So a category includes other people while excluding other people. So that's the discrimination, and that's the racial discrimination. So if you are black and you're Black American and you're allowed to get things done in that category, then you're including other people who are not you, Africans, Caribbean, who haven't suffered, who are not due anything. You're only due those things, but you're including them to be beneficiaries of what's just due to you. So that's called inclusive. But then you're excluding other people who didn't benefit either. So that's the racial bias. So they're like, Edward Blum is like, hold on, how are you including people to what's owed to you, but then excluding people? Like, how do you get to decide who gets what's owed to you and who don't? That's called the racial bias. That's the discrimination thing. Okay. So it gets shut down every time. So then we're smart enough to say, well, what about the anti-Asian crime bill? Isn't that inclusive, exclusive? They like, well, no. They got the Kamala Harris voice. Well, no. We like, well, yes, because it's also inclusive, exclusive. Look what you're doing. It's supposed to be just for people with Chinese phenotypes, right? Look like Chinese, Japanese, Filipinos. It's supposed to be for those people. So but you're including people that don't have that phenotype. You're including the Indians because they're also Asian, while excluding Black Americans. See, so categories include exclude. So they include people who's part of that category who's not you, but then it exclude people who are not you that's outside the category. That's why categories are problematic. They need to be narrow. So we're saying, well, then in that case, the Asian crime bill is unconstitutional because it's inclusive and exclusive. And you said that's racial bias, that's racial discrimination. So the way I just broke that down, I made it so simple, right? So simple. Now it wasn't simple understanding it, but it was simple delivering it back to you guys. Hey, Yogi. And that's what I'm good at. I'm good at understanding complex things and giving them back very simplistic. Okay, so that's the inclusive, exclusive rabbit hole. So that's why we're saying, wait a minute, how can you be inclusive, exclusive, and it's constitutional, but you're telling our category it's also inclusive, exclusive, and it's unconstitutional. We like make that make sense, and they can't. They're trying to explain, but they can't. Yes, yes, yeah, we're gonna get it fixed. Okay, give me 5. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the rabbit hole. That's the dilemma that they're stuck with. But we're not talking about that. We're busy talking about something that's over and done with. You dig? We're not talking about things that how we can play offense. We keep playing defense. We keep being reactionary, and our reactionaries are usually supported by the people, agents. You guys learn about the Russian troll farms, where there's people in our spaces that's claiming to be FBA, and they out here gaslighting, they out here hyping people up to crash out, right? Just getting us away from the next step. The next step is an anti-crime bill, and if we can't get that, then we need a black Edward Blum to knock down the Asian crime bill. Cause we like, hey, that's a complete contradiction. That's a double standard. That's hypocrisy, and you're racially biased because you're including, excluding. You dig? I mean, that's an easy case to win, but we're not talking about that. They got us ignoring that and talking about Carmelo and Cyrus, 2 cases that's done and over with. When there's a bigger fish that prevents all of this, there's no more Cyruses. There's no more Carmelo Anthony's if we tackle the bigger picture, the bigger fish, which is anti FBA crime bill. Okay, but gaslighters and ops got us and trolls got us focusing on the little things that's not going to do much. Whether Cyrus get justice or not, whether Carmelo get acquittal verdict or not, we still don't have a crime bill. So another Cyrus is awaiting, another Carmelo is awaiting, over and over and over. But and I'm like one of the few voices that's talking about this. Like nobody even want to bring it up. All right. So anyway, you start running my mouth. Y'all want to hear that? So instead, I'm gonna show a debate that came across my table. It's a cowardly dude. Okay, he's like the president of one of these UNIA chapters, and I contacted him directly. I think through IG or Facebook. He told me yes, he want to set something up with me. I believe he ran my name past Dr. Ruxpin, and they was like, no, don't debate him. So he ended up debating somebody else. Okay, I don't know this guy. Maybe y'all do. So I'm gonna share the video, and we're gonna do a reaction. We're gonna react on this debate with this guy who, I mean, I contacted him 2 months ago or whatever, and he supposedly was down until he ran my name past some people, and they said no, and I forgot to hit him up with like a troll account. I hit him up with a real account, so he ran my name past the inner circle, the Dr. Ruxpins and Ancient Mama Mayats, and they're like, no, don't do that. He's gonna do you dirty. So he debated some other guy who I don't know, and I'm gonna share that video now. We're gonna do a live reaction. I haven't watched it, but I'm like, oh look at this guy ran for me. Hmm? Oh shit. Okay, you said sound off. Let me see. Let me see if I can hear myself. Yeah, so I'm gonna play. Okay, I can hear myself. So I'm gonna play. Oh, okay, the sound. I hope. I ain't share no video, right? Okay. So I'm gonna share a piece of the video. If you hear the audio, press 1. If you can't hear the audio, press 0. Because sometimes when I go live on my phone, I share from my phone. Sometimes it doesn't play the video. It's like some weird thing the phone does. So give me a second. All right. So here is the video right over here. Right here.
I can hear you. You want to turn your camera on? You all right, good brother?
Yeah,
We love.
I'm driving. I'm in the what's the name?
Okay.
So
All right. Well, we've been having some.
Okay. So if you guys heard that, press 1. If you didn't hear that, if you didn't hear the guy talking, press
right
0.
here.
If y'all heard that audio, press 1 from the video. If you didn't hear, press 0. If you didn't hear, that means it's not going to work. So somebody got to, I got to get, okay, cool. Let's get to it. Keep in mind, I never watched this. So this is a real live reaction with you guys.
You want to turn your camera on? You all right, good brother? We love.
Wait. Before I do that, let me check one email. Okay, do the C. Okay, well, do it. Trace your letters. Go. That's good work. Good job. All right, let me see. Oh, let me check email real fast. Okay, all right. We good. All right, we are good. Good job. I want you to do your letters. You do your letters, you get ice cream later. I want you practicing your letters, not a house. Okay, so you're not gonna get ice cream. You're working your school letters, your alphabets. Okay. No ice cream. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let me make sure I share the audio. Yeah, so this guy right here, he's the one that was gonna engage with me, but they ran my name past his crew and changed. I mean, didn't even look. He was engaging with me. He ran my name past his crew. He stopped engaging. He cut off all contact. Like, damn.
I'm driving. I'm in the what's the name? So
all right. Well, we've been having some crazy discussions. You know, it's all love. But explain to me why you think we need to delineate, or are you saying it for reparations? Are you really against unifying with black people, or is it about reparations first?
All right. So I want to show you this. I'm a comment. What's it? All right, turn that down. Okay. So I hit him up again. So now what I didn't want to type was I didn't want to remind, in case he forgot, I didn't want to remind him that I already asked him. Because if you remind him, then every day will I must have said no for a reason. You feel me? So I want him to take it as no. So good brother, can we have this conversation? I think I'm very qualified. Let me know in things. All right, so let's see.
Now, when I say we needed to delineate, it's only saying that we need to gatekeep and have more ethnic pride in ourselves in the history and culture that we built for ourselves here in America. Now, as it opposed to global unity with other melanated people, that sounds fine and good. However, you got to understand that there been nobody on this planet that showed global unity in real lifetime other than Black Americans. When we went over to South Africa to help them with apartheid, or even Ethiopia when we sent firefighters out there to help them fly planes to fight against Italy. So we've been shown, even down to the point of sending money to goddamn Haiti and Jamaica during natural disasters. So we showed, however, nobody give us that same love back. So now we're at the point to where we're in a sinking ship, and us being in a sinking ship, we got to get our families right. And it ain't that we're against unity, but we got so much shit to get straightened with ourselves, so we don't drown to where we can't worry about unifying with everyone else. Because if you look at it, we gave them from the 60s to now to get on coal. They haven't gotten on coal. And as a matter of fact, everything that Black Americans is fighting for, even down to our culture, these people has soured and made rotten. So we gotta definitely, of course, we got fuck ups within our own ethnic group, but we don't gotta deal with other people degeneracy immigrating into our ethnic identity. That's why we're delineating, we're gatekeeping our culture and our ethnic identity.
Do you have to do that to delineate, brother?
What you said?
Do you have to do that? Do you have to delineate to do that, brother?
Absolutely.
So
Everybody
let
else
me
does
ask
it.
you. Let me ask you
Well,
this.
if you
So
look at
let me
it,
hold on, hold on,
everybody
hold on,
else
hold
is
on. I
doing
mean,
it.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me ask you this. So should Baltimore City delineate from Chicago?
Hold up. Now,
Hold on,
when you
brother. I'm asking that because you
listen,
saying we gotta
listen.
get ourselves together. So I should delineate
So,
the
you got
Bronx
to
and Brooklyn.
understand. Well, you
All right, so family, now you see that question? Here is clap back. Come on, y'all know I'm gonna run circles around this guy. Yeah, but I'm gonna still do it because he's been talking really slick. But I'm gonna still do it. He's been talking really slick, and yep. But that answer was crazy. I mean, that question was crazy.
got to understand the delineation movement. The delineation movement ain't our ethnic group delineating with inside itself. It's our ethnic group delineating from other ethnic groups. That's what we're doing. So we're unifying ourselves around our shared lineage and culture.
Brother, I understand where you're coming from with getting ourselves together. First, it starts with your home, and then it starts with
Exactly.
your
That's what we
outright.
telling you. So
I understand that, but what I'm saying is I'm not going to cut off my people to get myself together. Have you ever heard of Kwame Nkrumah, brother? You ever
I'm
heard
gonna
of?
cook him on Kwame Nkrumah. I mean, I don't think there's any way he can go where he gonna know more than me. I don't think I'm gonna cook him on Kwame Nkrumah. Oh my god.
Kwame Nkrumah?
Mm-hmm.
Brother Jake, you
yeah,
there?
yeah. I heard of them.
He was from Ghana,
Where can your letters
brother,
there?
pushing for global unity. He was from Ghana, brother.
Well,
Jomo Kenyatta, brother.
He got nothing popping, and African leaders did not want to do anything with the guy. He had a one-party system. He was known as a dictator, and when he left to go to Romania to kiss their ass over there, he came back and have a country. That's how much his people respected him. He went to Romania to kick the white T-man ass. He came back to Ghana, and he was already out of power. They replaced him that fast.
Kenyatta. He was from Kenya.
So these guys always like just say names, but they don't follow up on what actually happened. It's like, well, brother, how come he didn't accomplish that? Like, what African nation was rocking with him? Okay.
From Kenya pushed. He was from Ghana, brother, pushing for global unity. He was from Ghana, brother. Jomo Kenyatta, brother. Jomo Kenyatta. He was from Kenya. He was from Kenya pushing. I want you to understand that nobody, and I'm with you here, a president general.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you? I'm 50 years old. How old are you?
I'm 53.
Huh?
I'm 53. How old do you think I am, brother? No, you asking me that.
No, because I'm asking you that because I want you to see how old you are, because I think that you're too old to be thinking like this.
I'm too old to be thinking about black unity globally and not cutting off my people.
There's no such thing as global blackness. If there was a such thing as global blackness, they would be practicing that in Africa, and them 54 countries wouldn't be taken over by 10% of the population, white people.
Well, there you go. So white colonization.
So don't give me that there's a global blackness. Matter of fact,
hold on. So if there's no global blackness, how does the UNIA have divisions in Africa? How does the UNIA have divisions in Montreal?
Okay, I mean, easy question. I could have white people got missionaries in Africa as well. That don't mean there's global whiteness. Nah, these are white people in Africa serving their own purpose. If you got UNI chapters in Africa, great for you. You got Black Americans, allegedly, in Africa helping out Africans. Okay, but where are the African chapters in Black America recruiting us, reaching out to us? See, it's always us reaching out to them, but the same love, the same activism is absent. Where is their international outreach where they're coming into Black America or the diaspora and reaching out a hand? Where are they come over here, man, they all for self. So that's why I said, like, he ain't want no smoke with me. I get it.
Don't say, listen, brother Jay. I'm answering your question. How old are you? 50? Let me educate. You 50, let me educate. There's red, black, and green flying all over in Africa. And it's growing.
That's in Africa.
You just said it. No, and I'm confused. Am I confused? Somebody put it in the chat. You just said, how come there's no global unity in Africa? Pan-African flag, that flag is the UNIA flag.
Man, come on, man.
Hold
on. He's not ready for me. When I start asking him about exonyms and Negro and, oh my God. It's going to OMB, Walter Plecker, Race Integrity at 1924. Yeah, it's going to be bad. Because Edward Blum, Chinese crime bill, it's going to be bad.
Hold up. I'm answering your question, good brother. I'm asking you. You be changing the goalposts. Don't change the goalposts. You sounding like that referee that cost me that championship at Pop Warner, bro.
Hold on.
You talking about a couple people. A couple people. Now there's only a couple.
You talking about a couple.
Now there's only a couple.
Yeah, compared to the billions.
It's only a couple.
To the half a billion. Yeah,
it's only
compared
a couple.
To the half a billion people that's out there.
It's only a couple. Tell me how many people are trying to get unity in America. Then look at the inner city and the crime and the violence.
First of all,
and the gangs. What are you doing? Let me ask you this: since you worry about delineation, what are you doing to stop the gang violence? You personally, I'll digress. What are you doing to stop the black homelessness and the drug problem?
Do you want to
I'll
answer,
digress.
or you're
So
gonna keep on?
I'm waiting.
Hold on.
Then that's another tether tactic. Then they try to make it about you. Like, dude, you just said. I don't even know if they're arguing at this point. So now it's about what you did personally. It's like, wait a minute. We were talking about the collective delineating, the idea of the collective delineating, and now you're trying to compare me to an organization that you alleges is everywhere. But what's the follow? What's the success? Like, how many Africans are UNIA? Like, where's the pictures? A whole bunch of Africans in UNIA outfits, marching with the RBG flag. What part of Africa? Like, how do we follow up and confirm this stuff? You're just talking about anybody can cut on the internet and lie. I can say, hey man, I done converted 1,000 Crips nationally into the church, or to an activist program. Like, how can you prove I'm wrong? It's just
Hold on.
Go and answer, brother.
Hey, I ain't gonna play these rabbit jack dick ass games.
All right, now I gotta let your punk ass go. Now I gotta let your punk ass go.
You want to answer, then you get it.
Ho. You see what we got to do?
Okay, well, you don't have to deal with that. I called you out way before him, and I don't do that. And you curved me. You chose him. You knew about him. You asked about him. You watched his videos. You chose him. Okay, you did that.
He said there's no unity in Africa. Isn't Marcus Garvey's organization, the UNIA, universal? Don't we have divisions in Africa? Didn't the president?
Oh my God! Right now, as he's talking, family, I'm over writing down bullet points. I'm writing down bullet points as he's talking. Oh, Marcus Garvey. Oh my God! I forgot. I said UNIA, and I forgot. I didn't even associate Garvey with that. Oh my God! Because when we talk about Garvey, like he's gonna he's gonna be forced to be dishonest. And guess what, family? I'm gonna let him just be dishonest. He's gonna say he's not a scammer, he's not this, he's not that, and I'm gonna let it go because I want to finish the conversation. I got more stuff to cook.
In general, the 10th successor to the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the 11th President General of the Black Government for Our People, just go to Panama? Then I just hook up with some brothers, was it Brazil, that's trying to start a division? Like,
so he's going around proselyting. He's going around spreading religion. Brazilians that want to your family. We got to stop. He's talking about 1-2 people, and they probably not even Brazilian. These probably passport brothers from America that's also interested in that. You got to stop.
Be for real. You ask a question and then you want to overtalk me by answering the question. That's the difference between me and you. I'm a righteous brother, but I'm not a punk. You're not going to come and punk me in my face or on this. This is about global.
I could tell he's from Baltimore.
Global unity. We trying to unite our people. This is not a game. This is not soft stuff. There are people in there spreading to delineate and separate us. And they talk bad about Marcus Garvey, calling him a tether. By the way, wasn't Marcus Garvey from Jamaica?
That's a tether, because he came over here cosplaying and misleading us.
The brother said he can't name people besides African Americans. I'm going to say African Americans because I'm more than a descendant of a slave. He can't name anybody that's for global unity in Africa. Kwame Nkrumah. Well. Doesn't the UNIA have divisions all over? But now you want to overtalk because your point is baseless, brother. We got problems in Africa. We got problems here in Baltimore City. Yes, we got to take care of our city. That's why I'm a division president of the Universal and Negro Improvement Association in Baltimore City.
I told you, yeah. I hope he's feeling himself because he felt like he won that one. And I hope he feeling himself, feeling confident to like, all right, brother, yeah, maybe you could do better. And I hopefully he invite me up, man. And hopefully it's today. I will like sometime soon, like now. That'd be perfect.
And we got somebody in DC, in Atlanta, because we're trying to build and get ourselves together. But I also know the first aim and objective in the UNIA is confraternity. This is for all my good brothers and sisters of fraternities. A black fraternity, not Greek. Confraternity. Brotherhood, sisterhood, globally. So when I go to Liberia, I can check in. When I go to Jamaica, I'm good. When I go to these places, I'm good. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. I wanted to have an intelligent conversation with the brother. But the brother, he wants to move the goalposts. Just like that dude that cheated Woodlawn Falcons, Pop Warner, when I was head coach and we was one game away from going to Florida. The guy really ain't scored, but I'm tripping. He moved the goalposts. Like, if you want to have an intelligent conversation and you really trying to build, you got to be open. I'm open to listening to him. And he made a good point. Yeah, we ain't worried about global unity. We got to take care of here. You got to take care of here. I got to take care of my house. But if my nephew needs me, I got to go help my nephew out if I can, because that's family. We got to stop this. And this is going over family. I need y'all to understand this.
All right, it says attorney. Let me look at this.
Strong emotions this week in Texas after a jury found 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony guilty of murder in the stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. Anthony was sentenced to 35 years in prison. The two teens were high school track athletes at competing schools. They were both 17 at the time of the incident. The jury rejected Anthony's claim that he killed Metcalf in self-defense. The closely watched trial is sparking debate over self-defense, race, and school safety.
This morning, we're joined by attorney Joanne Molinaro to discuss this case and why it has become so divisive. Good morning, Joanne.
Good morning, ladies.
Thanks for being with us. This is a case they're talking about all over the nation, and I know you've talked about it on your Instagram page, so I wanted to have you on to discuss it.
Yeah, well, it's a sad case. It's very, very tragic.
Uh-oh.
We have a young man who lost his life and another young man who's going
He
to
looks Asian.
be spending a good chunk of his adult life in jail.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so one of the sticking points in this case is that all the black jurors were struck from the jury. How is that even legal in 2026?
So to be very specific, there was a large jury pool, about roughly 500 people, and jurors were eliminated for largely legitimate reasons, and included among that were Black American jurors. I think what's causing a lot of controversy, though, is that once the jurors reached the strike pool, which is the area in which prosecutors and defendants counsel can choose to strike certain jurors, all of the jurors remaining in that strike zone were struck by the prosecutor. Now, think of it kind of like a dinner party. You're planning with your partner, right? Each party gets 10 strikes. And they can strike for no reason other than race or other improper reason. And in this case, the prosecutor said nothing to do with race, but it's very eyebrow-raising that all of the remaining black jurors were struck by his strikes.
Wow. Joanne, 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony claimed he stabbed Austin Metcalf in self-defense. So can you explain why that argument didn't hold up with the jurors?
Well, there are really two reasons that probably prevented that from sticking with the jurors. And the first one is a proportionality argument, right? Deadly force is only permitted when there's a, protection of otherwise deadly force. A shove or a push, that doesn't rise to the level of saying, I'm going to take my knife out now and respond in kind. It's not an in-kind response. I think the other reason the jury probably had a problem with that was, of course, the statement that was uttered by the defendant right before he was bullied, which is, you're going to come at me and you're going to find out. And then he reaches into his pocket for that weapon. That provoking statement under Texas law prevented an appliance of self-defense as we would otherwise might have seen.
Right. And of course, Anthony's lawyers argued that Metcalf was much larger, and that's why his push was met with a stab. But the jury did not go with that argument. The jury also in Texas decides not only the verdict, but the sentence here. How did that complicate this case?
So in Texas, it's one of like 6 states in the country that permits the jury to derive the sentence. And in this particular case, it was actually defendant who made that election. Now, the defendant elected to have the jury render the sentence before the defendant knew what the makeup of that jury might be. So they took a big gamble here. And in this situation, given the composition composition of the jury and what we have statistically seen happens when an all-white jury is rendering either a verdict or a sentence to a Black American defendant, some have thought perhaps that is why we're seeing a rather harsh sentence to a 17-year-old defendant.
Wow. Okay, well, before we let you go, we want to ask you if there is any chance for Anthony to appeal his sentence.
So he has already filed a notice of appeal, and there are going to be a number of legal bases for that appeal. Now, appealing a sentence is really, really hard. Under Texas law, it's going to be very hard because this sentence, while some may think it was very hard for a 17-year-old, it fits within the guidelines. It fits within the statutory range. So there is very little chance that this sentence is going to be reduced or thrown out. However, there are certainly bases for throwing out the verdict altogether because of some of the process, issues that we talked about. For example, the jury selection. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Joanne, this is a case people are talking about all over the country, so we appreciate your insight into why everybody's so wrapped into it. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so can we move to the next step? Can we evolve this conversation to a anti-Black crime bill or an anti-crime or anti-Asian crime bill? That means that we can't get ours, y'all's got to go. If ours is unconstitutional, then so is yours. If yours is constitutional, then so is ours. Okay? So that's where we should be talking about right now. That's better than a boycott. You're taking away an unjustified protection, an unlawful protection that's given to the Asian community. You're taking that away. That's power. That's way more powerful than a boycott. Because again, nobody gonna boycott but for so long. You're gonna still buy whatever you're gonna buy, the Chinese food, the hair, whatever. You're still gonna buy. You still gonna get your nails done. Let's stop lying to ourselves. So but the bigger flex is to do an Ed Blumenthal. That is showing power. Hey, we took away your protection. I think that's the bigger move right there. If we can't get one, you can't get one. I think that, and nobody talked about that but me. Everybody talked about why they got one. We need one, but nobody is taking the Ed Blum approach, saying, "Yo, no, let's get theirs struck down." It's unconstitutional. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my God! Come on, man. She's a cold banana. How many times have parents said, touch that one more time? It's a warning. Yeah, but listen, family. This is what I mean by bad advice to the youth. Listen, man. You can give a warning all you want, but that doesn't mean you can legally follow up with deadly force. That's what they're saying. If somebody shove you, you can say, don't do it again, I'm gonna slap you. Like that's the equal force you're allowed back. Okay? You're not allowed to delete people because you warned them. In that case, all of us gonna be deleted by white supremacists very soon. They're gonna warn us to move out the way. Matter of fact, y'all don't want that one right there. You'll see so many Black people deleted based on that. Oh, well, he touched me. And he was bigger man. Yeah, that's all we're gonna hear. Is hey, he was arguing with my wife, so I deleted him. I was afraid he was gonna delete her. Yeah, y'all don't want that. The law is the law for a reason, and it's to disencourage that. Like it's to meet force with force, equal force, or de-escalate. But what you cannot do in self-defense, you cannot antagonize. You can't make those comments. I mean, this is almost every state that has this self-defense. You can't add to the conflict. All that touch me again. You can't give a warning, my guy. When you are defending your life, that means you're fearful of the guy or girl because they are positioning themselves in a way to take your life. So you're supposed to say fearful words. Like, don't touch me, stuff like that. Not touch me, see what happens. Like, it's a whole process to this. And what I'm saying is we got to be honest with each other. Let's not act like that was okay, because then we're not going to get better. Then we're going to be the next Carmelo. You feel me? So no, I'm saying, I'm giving real elder advice. I'm saying self-defense, you cannot do that. These people on the internet are lying to y'all. What y'all got to do, speak to the kids, what y'all got to do, if you want to go with that, then you got to make it known to everybody that's around, eyewitnessing or in ear length. They hear you saying no, stop, don't. I'm afraid. You want the self-defense language. You don't want the aggressive language. You want the self-defense language. Stop, no, leave me alone. I'm gonna defend myself. I'm scared of you. I'm in fear of my life. You want scream. You want that. That's your best shot. But that still might not work if he don't have a weapon and you're not beat up. So I don't want people to poison our youth by acting like Carmelo Anthony's were his actions were self-defensible. Like, no, we cannot do that. Like, we got to make sure we're in a position where the force that's being applied to us is clearly deadly, not a push, or if they have an object on them that can be deadly, if applied with enough force, or if they at least said some deadly words to us. That's the very least. They got to at least say the deadly words. If he ain't got a weapon with enough pressure that can delete you, you feel me? If he not punching on you, then you got to at least get the actual death threat. You got to do it. Without all of that, and you delete that person, almost 9 times out of 10, you go in prison, especially as a black person. As FBA, you are going down. So you need to check those boxes. Okay, check those boxes. Okay, he's in my face. He's threatening. Well, he's in my face. He's telling me something that, to leave or get out of here or give me this. And okay, he don't have a weapon. He won't stop. I want him to stop. I have a deadly weapon on me, but I just can't use it because he's annoying me. Okay, so I need to maybe I need to provoke him to say something crazy. You dig? Sir, maybe you need to do that. Maybe press a button on him to make him say what you need him to say. You dig? Gotta be more tactical. And then you got a better shot with a juror. But yeah, do not let nobody lie to you to get you 35 years. Don't do that. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to say, don't listen to them. They don't get all y'all with 35 years. Okay, well, what? Oh, the which conversation? Conversation with her or mine? I missed that. Yeah. Yeah. So click the link. Click the link. Click the link. I got the link. The link is pinned. The link is pinned. The link is pinned. You can click the link, so I can hear you out. All together. So I don't. No. You gotta eat your pizza. No. You gotta eat that. No crackers. You got food right here. Eat that. You made me buy that. You didn't eat it. He gonna eat the cheese off the pizza. He want hot yesterday. He want hot pizza. I buy a hot pizza. That thing expensive. $19, man. That's what I had to do on the live yesterday. And he going to eat the cheese off and leave the big triangular sliced pizza right there. I'm like, oh yeah? You think that's gonna work? All right, well, you ain't gonna never eat pizza again in your life. You're gonna watch me eat it. I'm gonna get you something else. You is not about to eat those. Cool Baby says, I think people are talking past each other. Well, no. The people who are talking past each other are the people doing that, because we can't say it's not about Carmelo Anthony when we're saying his name while we're talking like that. That's confusion. We can't say Knicks versus Spurs, but be talking about the Blazers versus the Lakers. No, if you're saying Carmelo Anthony and you're saying Eric, whatever his name is, Austin. Well, I don't know the guy's name, but Metcalf. If you're saying that, then we're talking about that. Malcolm X said, "Make it plain, make it simple, no confusion." If you say what you mean, not you, I'm saying like people. If you say people are talking past each other, then people need to talk. Don't say the name. Say what you want to say. Say, "Hey, man, justice, DOJ, injustice." Say that, and now we're not talking about Carmelo. We're talking about the justice system. Period. I think most of us will agree. So that's the thing. The confusion is not with us; it's with you guys. We're talking about names and we're talking about a particular case. If y'all talking about something else, just say that. Because if you talking about justice for Black Americans, we don't get it. I think we all agree there. We're all going to agree there. If you say, "Hey, man, the sentence was harsh, the all-white jury was," yeah, I think we're all going to agree with that. So there's parts of the case that all of us going to agree with. Most all of us going to agree with. And then the direct details of it, we're probably going to then disagree. But most of what people are complaining about, I think we're all going to agree until it gets to the specifics. Then we're going to say, well, okay, JJ, FBA lineage, I agree with your approach. World chatters, okay. D says, it's just like what Pac said he was going through his case. By the end of it, it wasn't even about the actual case. It was about some nightmare. That's all the people were having. Yeah, I mean, but people just got to say that. Like, we got to speak plainly to each other. Like, we're confusing each other because we're saying one thing, but we really meant something else. It's like, yo, you're going to confuse everybody. That's not even comprehensible. Yeah, that's like some ADHD type stuff. That's like an inside joke to strangers. We like, okay, like what was that? Like you trying to do a gang handshake with a non-gang member like me. I'm like, okay, what are we doing, bro? I don't know that gang hand clap. So the first thing we got to do is stay on code communicating wise. Let's communicate where nobody's confused. If we're talking about the judicial system, let's talk about that. You probably get no argument from most of us. If you're talking about unique cases and how they played out, you might get some pushback because some of us are not going to lie to each other, especially the youth. I don't want another Carmelo Anthony out there. I don't want another Black American who reacts with deadly force over the oncoming force that's not seen as deadly. I don't want that. I want them to know the law of self-defense. That's what responsible people like me teach people, the law of self-defense. If I know it, because every state's different. But if I learn a state self-defense law, I'm going to make sure that my people, out of love for my people, I'm going to make sure they understand before they have to go to trial and be judged by 12. So now when they clearly understand it and they call and they do an action to delete somebody, okay, like I'm good now because you made a decision you could live with. You had the information. You made your decision. Okay. All right. Well, I wish the best of luck for you. I support you. But I want people to make, it's called an informed decision. I want my lineage to make informed decisions, not rumor-based, not emotional, not impulse decisions. I want them to not crash out decisions. I want them to make, don't forget, like we are the crash out people. Like that's the term we came up with. People just crash out, like just go crazy for like the littlest thing ever. Yeah, that's lingo we created. Crash out. That means just don't think about your action. Just do it and worry about it the next day, or worry about it in court when you're judged by 12. No, it's impulse actions. I'm saying informed action over impulse actions. That's what I'm saying. And so like, because I spoke to some people in person and online, And the people I'm speaking to, like, they either don't know about the case, they're going on rumors, or they don't know the self-defense law that well in Texas. Like it's either or. Like they're never like informed. And that's why I tell you guys, why do you think damn near every attorney, Asian, black, white, alien, hardly, I can't find one. How come none of them are saying Carmelo deserves an acquittal? All of them are saying unfairly tried, white jury, sentence too harsh, charged too, he's overcharged. Nobody's saying no jail time or acquittal. There's a reason why every lawyer, black, white, Asian, alien, are saying, yeah, it's a tough one because it's self-defense and he used deadly force where the opposite force was a push ain't deadly. That's all. That's all. So I don't want no other black American man or woman feeling like they can delete somebody if they get pushed or slapped or spat on. I'm saying no, don't fall for that trick. These fake elders out here that mean you no good who dropped the ball when they was growing up with their kids. Don't listen to them. They're old crash outs. Listen to people who have a reputation for being peaceful and educational and all that in their cities, being well respected. Listen to people like me, not the internet people who you're never gonna meet in your daily life. Nobody can vouch for them. They have nothing of them doing any activism, nothing in their community. I'm saying don't listen to them. We got I'm with Alice says, please check the food. Please don't be mad, Ron. I know that's your personal business. The case just came to mind when you said that. The food. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah. You know what? That's a good observation. Didn't even think of that. Yeah, I'm going to chill out. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I'm going to chill out. Good luck. I'm with Alice. FBA Town Business said informed action doesn't help when danger is live. Instinct outruns a theory, everything. Yeah, but you're going to be judged by 12 and the law is the law. Like, listen, maybe like some people think this. Some people is about that life. And I'm not sure if Carmel's one of them, but some people are about that life. Don't touch me or whatever happens is going to happen. And I ain't looking to be acquitted. These actions just follow anybody who touched me. Like you got some people on that time. They ain't looking for no acquittal. They like, yo, you touch me, that's your last touch. You touch me, you're gonna be touching the pearly gates. And some people on that time. So maybe Carmel's on that. So some people like, yeah, I mean, you can't, if they believe that was necessary, nobody can judge them because they like, I'll take whatever time you give me. That person violated me and they deserved what I gave them. I got no problem with that justice. Like I can't tell them not to respond the way they want to respond. I'm just saying, like, if you're hoping to get an acquittal, that's not gonna work. But yeah, now if people on that time, hey sir, we're just arguing over sports or religion or politics or history, delineation, it's not that serious. Okay, so just go your way. But if you touch me, my guy, you took it somewhere else. Yes. Okay, get the other one. Okay, you took it somewhere else, and now I'm gonna take it to the umpteenth degree. You push me, you slap me, you punch me. It's your last day on earth. I don't tolerate that disrespect. Some people on that time, and they don't care about the consequences. And I got nothing to say about that because I always feel like every action there's an equal opposite reaction, and sometimes people don't care about consequences. They warned you, and whatever comes with this, if I get lucky and get away with it, I'm getting away with it. But if I get convicted, oh well. I'm not regretting what I did. Some people on that time. D said this is a manslaughter case. Yeah, like the 35-year thing was really crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I heard that, I kind of thought that was like trolling. I thought people was lying and gaslighting. Like you expect a 15 or 20. After 35 was kind of ridiculous. Yeah, man. Some people get that look like, yo, don't touch me. All right, don't touch my girl. Don't touch my mother. That's why you don't touch nobody. You dig? Metcalf found out. And maybe, like I said, I don't know Carmelo. Maybe he's on that time too. And he said, all right, well, let me try a self-defense case. Maybe I get lucky and get this off. Maybe I don't. But I'm not sure. But that could be the case where he like, all right, nah, I ain't going nowhere. You better not touch me. All right. Yeah, I'll read the penal codes in a second that I learned from Dennis Sperling, the Texas penal codes that describe a self-defense, what a reasonable person would do. And again, it's a lot that you guys don't want to learn. And like that's what I've been doing with tethers. Like tethers and the guy the UNI guy I just played. A lot of times, family, I call it if FBA do it, I call it tethered energy. Some FBA's got tethered energy. They just don't want to know the facts. It's like, I understand you got your opinion, but your opinion is uninformed. Let's go over the facts let's go over the facts of the case. I think your opinion would change, and people don't want their opinion to change. They want their opinion to be law. That's what tethers do. Tethers got their opinion on FBAs, no matter what we tell them and argue and history and blah blah blah, law and what we did for them and civil rights. They don't give a damn. They stick with their opinion in the face of facts and history. And sometimes FBAs with tether energy, same thing. They don't want to know the facts. They don't want to know the law. They just have their opinion. They're emotional, and that's all that matters to them. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. Just keep it real. You dig? Just say I don't care to know the facts. I feel the way I feel, and that's respectable because at least you're being honest. Like, listen, man, nothing you're gonna say is gonna make me feel otherwise. I feel the way I feel, and that's that. I got nothing respect for that. Cause you just saved me some time. You just saved me hella time. You just saved me hammer time. Yeah, so Truth Appeal says equal measure of force. The law has no respect of person. Right, man. Like the comparison people do with different cases, like you got to be careful, man. You got to stop because you haven't researched those cases. I did, and all you do is dig yourself another hole. Like that's like revenue. Revenue get cooked on one thing, he'll mention something else. He'll mention five things and get cooked on all five. Like, which I don't want to do is bring up other cases because you have not looked at other cases. You're on social media reading headlines and being gaslit by paid Russian trolls, bots. You dig? Oh, what about this? The case is unrelated, apples and oranges, but people running around like they're equivalent. And I'm saying our energy. Now look what I'm saying. I'm giving solutions. Okay, not solutions, solutions. I'm saying solutions. SOUL, soul, UTIONS. I'm giving solutions. I'm saying whether Carmelo would have got acquitted, less time, or 35 years, regardless, we don't have an anti-black crime bill. So another Carmelo is waiting around the corner. Another Cyrus is waiting around the corner. Another Sandra Bland, Philando Castro, Trayvon Martin around the corner for the next 100 years. We got to be actionary. I'm saying if we love Carmelo Anthony, then we need a law in his name. If we really believe he was wrong, if we really believe Cyrus was wrong, then we need a law in their name. It needs to be an anti-black crime bill or an anti-Carmelo bill, anti-Cyrus bill, both of them. Anti-Cyrus and Carmelo bill. If we really love them, we'll be pushing for that right now. We'll talk about that more than just as much we talk about the case. But this is why I know people full of shit because they'll just argue the case, but when it's time to argue, going on the attack, when it's time to play chess and be white and move first, nobody wants to play chess no more. Y'all just want to play black. You just want to move second. You want white people to make the first move, and you just keep complaining, reacting, and crying. Cowards, afraid to go first. Okay, so those cases are done. Now it's our turn. Now it's our move. Those cases done. We held the L. Okay, now let's win. Let's play a new game. Let's win. Let's go on. Let's talk about. Let's show support. Right now, I'm like, Tariq talks about it, but I'm like the only one that goes in really far with it. We should be having 3,000 people right now on this live listening to how we deserve and need and demand a crime bill, anti-crime bill, and with the respect to Carmelo Anthony and Cyrus and everybody else, George Floyd and Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, whoever. The list goes on and on and on. Okay, we needed a crime bill in memory of them. Okay, this is how you remember them and the ones that passed away. This is how you send them off, because Megan's Law, her mom said, I'm gonna send my daughter off the right way. I'm gonna prevent this from ever happening to another Megan, or it'll happen least as possible. Megan's Law, Katie's Law, Dylan's Law. That's what they do. They go to the next action. Asians felt like they were being attacked violently. People call them names on the pandemic. They push for an Asian crime bill. What are we doing? We just crying and complaining, going right back to our daily lives, social media, being toxic, playing video games, watching sports. And nobody's out here 3,000 deep or none of our lives talking about this anti-black crime bill. Because what happens is the real power is getting that done or getting the Asian crime bill snatched away. That's the real power, because whatever reason they got for us that we can't have a crime bill, that's the same reason why they can't have one. And whatever reason they got to have one, they got to be for us. Now, I know the reasons. You guys don't. I know the reasons. I read the laws. I read the crime bill and blah, blah, blah. And I read the reason why they said we can't have one. So I don't think anybody can make sense of this. So when Roland Martin, these guys want to debate, it's like, all right, well, let's start right there. Let's start with that anti-Asian crime bill. Let's talk about that. And let's juxtapose that to Black Americans. Okay? And there's no way to get around that. I'm telling you. This is rock solid, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to play offense. Nobody wants to fight for something meaningful. This is preventative. This is preventing the next Cyrus, the next George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Carmelo Anthony. We're preventing the next one. That's actionary. The youth will love you for this. You're protecting the youth. Now we're just talking about this all day long. 3,000, 10,000 people listening to this message and learning how one category can have an anti-bill, but another category can't. And the excuses for one and not the other is just laughable. That should be on the board, the Jumbotron. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. People want to play victim all day long. Nobody wants to be the activist. Nobody wants to be the activist of 2026. It's a nice song. Thank you. I love this song. Yeah, peace to you. I don't know where my glasses are at. Let me see if I can find my glasses. When I got this phone, for some reason, I can't see. And I think they might be in the car. I leave them in the. I used to leave them in my pocket because I knew I would come in the house and I would have them ready available. Because I knew I I knew I would either play chess on my phone or go live where I got to read, stop moving, where I got to read small fonts, like when I go live or the chessboard. So I would normally keep the glasses on me when I come inside. I don't know why I would leave them in the car. But again, people are just going to talk about this for the next 8 months, and nobody's going to whisper an anti-black crime bill. Watch, watch, watch. Nobody. Just watch. Nobody's going to whisper an anti-black crime, but nobody's going to whisper how to stop these unfortunate events from happening. These fake people who just love Carmelo and Cyrus won't fight on their behalf to prevent the next fight, Cyrus and Carmelo. They won't do that. Scared Negroes, man. Well, they will not go out there and be on the offensive. They're just gonna play chess as black. Wait for white people move, and then they move. Just like that. Yes. Mm-hmm. So Mr. FBA CJ. So Congress is the last step. It has to be noted, right? It has to be talked about. That's how anything get passed. It has to be a lot of people talking about it. You know, Donald Trump talks about the 14th Amendment birthright, birthright citizenship. You see how they talk about it, and then they go to court. So it has to be talked about. Now that's how people do. People do. People do. I got. Well, I didn't eat. I didn't eat nothing all day. You dig? So I got brain freeze all day. I ate absolutely nothing. I drank like 3 cups of coffee and just now sparkling water. So what is the thing, man, what people do? Petition. So okay, you're down. Stop. Get down. So this is why people do petitions, right? To show politicians, Congress, legislators, this is what we're talking about now. This is our interest. Can you speak to this? And I'm telling you, the real power is to get something done legislatively, or to get something taken down legislatively. If we was able to be denied of an anti-crime bill, but we took away theirs, that is way stronger than a boycott. That's power. That's historical. That's history. That's flex. It's like I thought we were weak. I thought we had nothing. Anybody could boycott. Everybody can't say they got together and they took away somebody's protection. Everybody can't say that. You feel me? Like I thought we were powerless. We took away a whole. We took away a whole protection from a race. Like nobody could deny that power. So no, like it got to build up for Congress, just like the civil rights movement. Y'all forgetting that was a 100-year buildup, and then Congress passed it reluctantly, but then they added their whiteness to it and made it a nothing burger because they didn't put black or any of the rights bills, acts, nothing. So it became for everybody but us. No, stop. Yeah, you're right. We don't need a lot of people. But the problem is the only people out here talking about this in full depth. Like people have mentioned it, but people are listen. The people y'all love is kind of crazy. They're lazy. They don't do a lot of research. Okay, so me and Tariq are the only 2 people I know that went to the crime bill in depth, and I went in it a little deeper. Okay, but we're the only people that goes into it in full depth to explain what's going on. Okay, and this goes all the way back to 1924, the Racial Integrity Act, and this also ties into delineation, by the way. That's why the dude from the UNIA, I would cook him. Like, but this why he's smart. Matter of fact, let me see if he responded to me. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. Yeah, he didn't respond. Yeah, because I would love to talk to him. I would love to, like, just for fun. Okay, so Tariq just went live. Let me see what this is about. Yeah, cause so anyway, so oh no, okay, now he's still live. So once he ended, I'm gonna play it. But believe me, delineation plays a big part into this anti FBA crime bill, this anti Asian crime bill. It plays a big part into that. Like people don't know how just massive. People don't know how massive delineation is. Yeah, so just me and Tariq Nasheed talking about the crime bill in depth, breaking down the law and the excuses. Just us two talking about it. It ain't going nowhere. And they like this is something that needs like 3,000 lot. Like you said, we don't need no bodies to talk. We don't need like that many people. But what happens is people pay attention to who's listening to you and why. So let's say if I got 3,000 people here, listen to me say the most disrespectful thing to another race. Like people, it's going to go viral because I'm being anti, I'm being xenophobic, whatever. But same thing. If people hear, and we're 3,000 deep, and we're talking about an anti-FBA bill, that 3,000 is going to turn to 6,000. It's going to turn to 9,000. Okay, people want to know. Okay, damn, a lot of people interested in this. Well, what am I missing out on? Let me, tune in and see what's going on. And then 9,000 turn to 18,000. And then you got some type of I show speed presence listening to why we need an anti-black crime bill. This is the solution to the and it's going to honor Cyrus, Carmelo Anthony, and everybody else who been sit right here, Yugi. It's going to honor everybody who's been a victim to white tea supremacy. That's what it's going to do. You dig? That's what you do. Like if you really think he got railroaded, this is the next step. It's either we get a crime bill or theirs get gone. Either we get a crime bill or theirs get gone. But both can't be. You can't give us a no and them a yes. You can't give them a yes and us a no. That can't happen because it doesn't make any sense. Because it's the same reason. It's the same thing. So when I talk to one of these weirdos about delineation, it's no way to get around this. Like they're forced to concede. And like most people don't know about the OMB, and most people don't know about Negro and paper genocide, paper ethnocide. Like that's why like those channels don't talk about it. So therefore they don't see no value in it because they feel like I'm not the qualified person to talk about this, so therefore I'm not going to talk about it. Well, how about inviting the qualified person to talk about it? How about that? How about inviting the qualified person to talk about it? Use your platform, use your viewership to listen to the qualified person break it all down. And to catch them up to speed, what we can do is we can play Tariq Nasheed a clip of him talking about the Asian crime, talking about the crime bill for us, period. And then we can break down what's going on. But people feel like people got the inferiority complex where they feel like I don't know about it, that person know about it, so I feel little if they talk about it, and I can't add to. Say no, this hella stuff that I don't know. And I don't mind you guys breaking it down on the live. A lot of stuff before he talked about I didn't know. Truth teller, whoever, a lot of stuff they talk about I didn't know. And for the first time, I'm learning. Like, okay. And sometimes it causes interest where I go that route. Sometimes I say, nah, that's your lane. It's good information, but it's your lane. I'll let you be the expert on that. Because we can't do everything. Songwriter Sonny. Yeah, man. So, it's Friday. I still ain't play the video of me and that Senegalese woman from TikTok. So I've been debating how I want to upload it. Should I upload it or do a premiere on YouTube? I'm like indecisive how I want to introduce me and that Senegalese woman debate from TikTok. But yeah, what a lot of people do is they go live on TikTok and they just re-upload it on YouTube. Like, so I see a lot of people don't even go live on YouTube. They just re-upload their TikTok information, videos on YouTube. So I'm like, you know what? That might be a strategy. I might be interested in. Go live on because I got hella content from TikTok, family. I didn't even upload. I just didn't have time. But I got hella content from TikTok. Like my dilemma is: do I upload it as a premiere, or do I upload it regularly? And then don't forget, I got my members who joined the membership. So I'm like, is that something I should? What I mean? It's like I got a lot of decisions to make. So I upload that for members only because they're monthly subscribers. Like they got to get something out of this. So I'm like, should I upload it for them? Maybe like a month before you guys see it. I don't know. But these are decisions that I think about when I'm not online because I'm not an in-post person. I'm a critical thinker. I'm an informative person. E. Quarles in the building. Yeah, so family, I think I'm gonna go live a little later. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be TikTok, YouTube, or both. I might do both because it is Friday. I might do both. It depends because it's been very hot. Yeah, so I might do both tonight. I might do TikTok and YouTube. Yeah. Why pick either or? I'll just do both. So you know how I do. I'm gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna go to TikTok rooms. Express myself NWA style in those TikTok rooms. Try to be heard. But I know I'll be over their heads. So yeah, I mean, some of y'all can relate to that. Like talking some good information, but you're over the head of people listening to you because they don't value it. Like they're used to toxicity, just yelling back and forth and calling people tethers. When you come with some old deep information, they like just lost. Like, okay, who's next? Like, no response, no add to. They just like, okay, you just said some groundbreaking stuff. They like, okay, John or Tether James, you're next. Like, so nobody gonna build off that? Like, wow, sheesh. Yeah, so that's the issue too. Like, too much research, people don't value it. People just look at it as like, okay, oh boy. Thanks for the chili equals. Um, I'm trying to read some. I don't know. I think my glass is in the car, man. I'm trying to read some comments. I can't even see. I was at my friend mom house, right? And I remember I had a headache. She said, "Here, take a Tylenol or whatever." And I said, "All right, give me that." And then I went to read something about it. I don't know. I'm one of those curious people. Before I use it, I want to read something. So I was trying to read it. I'm like, I can't see. And she had glass in her eyes. She said, use these. I'm like, no. Like I did the Kamala Harris. No, I don't need glasses. She's like, just try it. Man, I put her glasses on my face. Man, I seen those words clear. I took those glasses off so fast. Like it. What's that scary movie with the TV? When you look into the TV and somebody, what's that movie called? That scary movie. That's what happened to me. I put those glasses on and I seen the words so crystal clearly. Oh, because we be in denial. I ain't no damn glasses. I'm like, wow, I really need glasses. That was the first time I knew I need glasses. Last year, this time. I put her glasses on. I seen every word. I'm thinking the words are just illegible. They're just too small. And I put those glasses on. I seen every little word. I said, oh my God. I'm like, wow, I really need glasses. So I had bought some standard reading glasses, like, like Walmart or whatever. But they work. Sweet Butter says, I love intellectuals who research and love to explain multifaceted subjects and ideas. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, make sure you subscribe because I stay trying to make my own way. Like, I don't repeat people's stuff. If people say something, I verify it, I corroborate it with my research, and then I might go a next step with it. Like a lot of what Tariq Nasheed says, I look it up, it be checking out as true. But like he be busy. He don't really ever go like in depth into like one idea or one point. So I feel like that's my lane. Like, okay, like he created a lane for me. So I will touch on what he said, but I will go further because he just say it generically and move on. Okay, cool. He gave me a lane. All right, I'll use that same talking point and then do the research behind it and make something complex. Because research is a lot about connecting dots, right? So you can't explain all the dots. You be here for an hour or two. So I like to get all the dots and do the hard work and then understand it, comprehend it in a way where I can give it back in like just a minute worth of words. So I think that's my lane. I think my lane is to give back, is to take in complex information and give it back simplistically. When I go over who's black, who's not, I do it in a way where it's easy understood. When I go over exonym, endonym, ethnonym, when I talk about hyper-selected individuals, foreigners, when I talk about humanitarian immigrants, asylees, evacuees, refugees, I break it down so simple. When I talk about how we were excluded from wealth in this country from the Homestead Act of 1862, from the Freedmen Bureau when it was struck down. Hey, yo, it was sabotaged. Yo, people don't even understand the difference between a free man and a free black. Okay, so I explain that for people, what the difference between a free man and a free black. I break down Biddy Mason case when she was suing for freedom as opposed to 1854. What's my guy name? I mean, I got brain family. I gotta eat. I got straight brain freeze all day today. I've been forgetting stuff, can't recall stuff. Ain't nothing. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. Thank you, Cross. $10 super chat, and thank you, yeah. So I'm doing great. What's Buddy name that they roll? The white man doesn't have to respect the rights of a black man. Yeah, I mean, I got brain freeze. Oh, that's what I'm trying to get off. What's Buddy name? Brother name? Yeah, I mean, this brain freeze. I ate nothing. Ate zero. Nothing. No solids at all. Zero. Just coffee 3 times and then an energy drink. Like a sparkling energy drink. Dred Scott, there you go. Thank you. Okay, so a lot of people can't tell you why Dred Scott sued for freedom after being exposed to a free state and lost, and why did Biddy Mason win hers a year? So she was a year before him. She was like 1853. He was 1854, something like that. She won hers. He lost his. A lot of people can't tell you why. Because the Dred Scott case, it ruled a black man doesn't have rights that a white man is bound to respect. So why did you respect Biddy Mason rights to be free? You see? So these are the questions I know people are going to have, and I go find the answers. Free men versus free black. What's the difference? Like, so things like that are like pet peeves of mine. Like, I love to like figure out where people are going to be confused at something and where they need explanation. And I provide an explanation. Thank you for $2 super chat, FBA Town Business. Yeah, so I like to be the vessel of that explanation. Yeah, Dred Scott. I'm telling you, because I didn't eat yet. I brain freeze, brain fart, everything, man. Uptight. That's Buckhorse. Yeah. Yeah. So family, let me get back to y'all. Let me get off now. Because I'm gonna go TikTok and YouTube later, both at the same time. Probably later, 9:30, something like that. All right, family. Love y'all. If you're new here, subscribe. And I will be giving wrenches out again for people who are constantly here, as much as possible. I'm gonna make sure y'all be wrenched up. And people who not gonna have wrenches are just the visitors, people who come here once or twice a month. No wrench. The wrenches are for people who earned it by showing support as much as possible. You ain't gotta come every live, but out of 10 lives, at least come half. You dig? And also the option to give yourself a wrench. You can become a member and give yourself a wrench. You can give yourself a wrench that I can't take. The blue wrench I could take and give as I please. The green wrench, that's when you give yourself or become a member. So that's anything about peace. I'm out. B1, we won, and BAF, Black Americans First. I really want that UNIA guy to accept my challenge. And I didn't even hope. I really hope he accept my challenge tonight. I'm telling you, family, I'm going to cook him with a smile. I'm going to be so nice. I'm not going to over talk him. I'm going to let him finish. I'm going to come behind. If y'all see Dr. Khalid Muhammad versus Hannity, that's how I'm going to be. I'm going to cook him. I'm going to be a pit bull with a fox smile. I'm going to be one of those deadly pit bull, but I'm going to have that fox smile as I cook him. Because I'm gonna show how he knows nothing about Black American history, or even overseas, even Africa. I'm gonna show he knows nothing about Marcus Garvey. He's a Marcus Garvey follower. He's a leader of a chapter. I'm gonna show that he knows nothing about Black American history. He don't know what delineate means. Right? He don't know the purpose of it. And he's saying global blackness. I'm gonna show that no such thing as global blackness. But I'm gonna do it so with a smile. I'm gonna just cook. I'm saying if he accepts this challenge, this is gonna be one of my best surgical ass whoopings of the year. Guarantee you.